Welcome to the Stranger Still podcast. We're sitting in my 2022 Toyota Camry hybrid. We just got out of the AMC theater, and we wanted to get, before we talk to Kirk and bring him in and get our full podcast studio up and running, just our, what should we just like 2 or 3 just absolute instant reactions to the Stranger Things 5 season finale, The Rightside Up.
Literal first reactions, because we have just come out of the theater, literally sitting in our car, just as Miles said.
And didn't even talk about it to each other. What's on your mind? Number one thing, Kathleen.
I mean, feelings, emotional wise, I just feel this like beautiful, like melancholy. I don't even know how to explain it. I have the sadness of losing 11, but the ending was so beautiful to me. I'm just left like, I want to tear up right now. I cried so many times in this theater.
Dude,
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Me too. Oh, man. It's selfish, but my first reaction is Purple Rain.
Oh, no, I don't think that's selfish. Oh, when they first played When the Doves Cry.
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew Purple Rain was coming because I saw the single. I saw that it was the 2-song single. You could see Purple Rain there. And I was, of course, hyper tuned in on this. I mean, I don't care that I called it, but it's just such a song. You know that song means a lot to me. We gasped. You know that song means a lot to me. We played that song last night. We've been playing that song this year in my band. It's so beautiful. And for it to be Prince, for it to be an artist who never lets their music be in stuff, for them to do that, it says so much about the beauty of the moment.
Yes.
And the whole thing with Mike and 11 there, oh my God. I mean, we were, of course, tearing up from the very beginning.
Tearing up? I was straight up sobbing.
I thought we were out of the woods with 11. I thought we had our big moment, 11 and Hopper, and, and she's like, I need you to trust me. And she gets back, and Dustin's the whole party here. I thought we were out of the woods. That's why it was just such a thump.
Oh, no. I knew something was up. I knew when they were coming out of the Upside Down, I was thinking, like, Dr. K still exists, right? Like, I knew something was going to happen. I just didn't know what. My hands were, like, on my face the entire finale.
Yeah. Let's save a question for Kirk, but is 11 really dead, I think is a question we'll talk about with Kirk. What's another thought going through your mind? What did you love about this finale, just walking out of the theater?
I'm just going to throw this one out. A very funny moment to me was in the theater when Steve slips off the tower and the screen goes black and it is radio silence for 2 seconds, and then somebody in the audience goes, no! And then everybody just cracked up laughing. It brought just
maybe it was the guy in the Scoops Ahoy outfit.
Oh, yes.
Who walked in and goes, no one else dressed up? Hey, I have my WSQK jacket as well as a WSQK beanie.
I had my Murray Christmas sweater on.
The other big reaction in the theater was "Suck My Fat One."
Oh,
Derek's people.
Yeah,
the people
cheering.
have spoken. Delightful Derek is for the people. That was like one of the biggest cheers.
Oh man. One more thing that on a lesser musical moment, when they started playing Landslide by Stevie Nicks, that is one of my all-time favorite songs. That just like brought so much emotion to me as well. I just, the song choices.
Yeah, and when we came to 89 and we got the Pixies.
Yes.
Another song that I play all the time, and that meant a lot. The looks, all the costumes when we went to the forward to 1989. Nancy, Karen, Dustin's mom, her hair, like all that stuff. It's so hard to think. Obviously, we're going to do a whole podcast with Kirk, but I mean, the other thing is I really loved Joyce getting the moment of cutting Vecna's head off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. And how relieved I am that Joyce didn't die.
I know. I was worried. Like, I don't want to be right about this, as I've been saying the whole time. Right. But I did want Joyce to have a moment. And it was almost like this rhythmic, like, she's slicing and we're flashing. She's slicing and we're flashing. Guess what, babe? I loved those flashbacks.
You
loved
hates the flashbacks.
But it's
it was so
in
emotional.
the finale mode, and there's this just like beat to it, which is like, remember that he did that, slap, boom, he did that. Were you happy that? That's another question we'll ask for Kirk. Happy that Henry didn't get redeemed.
Gosh,
I think we should talk about that. Trying to keep stuff for Kirk.
We just wanted to hop on here really and just tell you all we're blown away. We are so grateful for the ending. Honestly, we are grateful for this finale.
I really think that they did exactly what they should have done.
Beautiful justice to this show.
We're sitting in the same theater parking lot that I sat in after Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars. Not to bring that up all the time, but that was that was a betrayal of the endings of Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith. They undid it for cheap thrills. This was the opposite. Yeah. Everything that happened in this finale enhances your next rewatch and my next rewatch.
Words are escaping me, guys.
And I think that's good. We got our first reactions. We got our good time at the theater. What a journey. We pressed play on this show the second weekend it existed in 2016. And now, 9 years later, we come to this theater for one of the probably events of our life. We're going to always remember that. Just thinking about the things we saw on screen today, the super meat flared, all that stuff that we saw, how epic it was on the big screen, how confused the concession guy was that we were playing Stranger Things. What are you guys here to see? I was like, Stranger Things. Like, oh yeah, I'm kind of confused about why we're playing that.
That was so funny. I'm so glad you brought that up. All this to say, we meant for this to be really short, so we're going to end it here.
Yeah. It's short. We'll be back. It'll seem like a split second for you, but I've got to get this 2022 Toyota Camry hybrid back up to our house
for a
full pod with Kirk. We'll be right back.
Okay, welcome back. We are joined here with Kirk now for our full initial reactions to the finale.
Kirk, hey, what's on your mind right off the bat? We already did our thing. What's you?
I think they did justice. This was a great last episode. Each character kind of got their nice, sweet epilogue towards the end.
Yeah, the happy ending.
The happy ending, which I think me and Miles were more on the bittersweet side. I'm glad they went happy now that it's done. I'm really happy they did that. I loved the mind flare. I loved Henry and Vecna's journey here.
Yes.
Not getting the redemption arc.
Yes.
Yeah. I loved that, and just I think it was well-rounded. You knew it was all kind of setting up towards something. I mean, I think some people think the episode will probably fall flat. They wanted something else. But as we've said, and as I enjoy, it's a character-based series. And they did that well. They gave everybody their send-off. I feel like I can rewatch the whole series and be like, man, they just absolutely just finished it the right way. Nothing fancy.
Yes.
Just straight true to what Stranger Things is.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it.
For me, the rewatch is the most important thing. We landed all the characters in a place that will reward rewatching.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. I love the happy ending for everybody except for 11, but even 11's.
Let's dive right into that.
Yeah, that's. I feel like we got a little disagreement on this one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So do you think 11 is alive?
I think that the Duffer Brothers leave it so that everybody could be happy and that you get to choose your fate for 11. And I want, me being the optimist, I want to choose that she lived.
You believe?
I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
As a cynic, I don't believe. I like that it's I like that they gave everybody their choice, so you can see what you want. If you want to believe that she's alive, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah,
I think it's more of a coping mechanism for Mike telling the story. It's a great way to explain it to his friends and be like, "This is hopeful." It's a better way to think of it rather than she got blown away in the upside down because she had to because the military's hunting her.
Right.
It's a nicer spin on it, and it goes back to the acceptance speech that Hopper makes to him on the bench.
Yes.
So I like the story, Mike the storyteller.
Yeah. I know. I love that his future is writing the stories of what they experienced.
I do too.
That's so fitting.
Yeah.
I love that they left it ambiguous. I think that she really died. narratively, I prefer that, because that is the masterpiece ending that we talked about in season 1.
Yeah.
How did this little girl who was raised in a lab have this shred of heart and humanity in her that was nurtured by Mike and Hopper and Joyce and Will and this whole group of friends in order to make a noble sacrifice for everyone, for the greater good? And I'm kind of with the idea that there's always a Dr. Brenner, whether it be Dr. K, the next one, Dr. Jones, there'll always be that. She's not going to be sailing through Sweden and Scotland, the Isle of Skye, and figuring out, fake passports and stuff like that.
She's not that clever.
Yeah. But I also love that Mike comes to this terms, and no matter what you think, her death is real to him. Her death is real to Hopper. Her death is real to all of them. They have to go through those stakes. So it lands in both ways. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. And we were bawling our eyes out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So did you cry?
I did tear up.
Okay.
I did cry. Yeah.
Oh.
I think
that warms my heart somehow. I think it's so dark.
It's right when Purple Rain starts.
Oh my god.
It's such a good moment. Like the chord starts and you're like, "Oh man," and it just swells up on you. And just the whole last 30 minutes, it's hard not to just just feel for everything. The flashbacks and everything are just they look so young back then, just Mike and 11, just everybody looks so incredibly young. To see the journey come to where it's at. And Purple Rain's just the perfect song. Let's be honest. I'm so glad
perfect.
They got it.
The way they used it, you feel everything and you agree with 11 in this moment too, which in turn really makes you agree with Kali because
I agree.
Yeah, in a way, she was right, and I don't know. It was incredibly moving, and I have to say, for a minute, later when he hears the speakers, I thought that they were going to have her live, and I wanted it. I felt emotionally, I wanted that, but I felt like it would have been so wrong for the show.
Yeah, I did not want that.
I think that they did it so well. They did it in a way that people can still believe that she lived.
Kali was right.
Yes.
I know, right?
And she's also redeemed, too.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that.
Well, okay. So are you referring to? So she pulls a gun on Hopper because they're going to do things the hard way, right? She's going to get rid of
this is bigger than you.
Yeah, this is bigger than you. You're going to ruin our plans. She puts the gun down. Is that what you're referring to? That she's one of the good guys at that point?
She puts the gun down, and the looks on her face, she's realizing everything that Hopper is saying to 11. She is realizing it is just true. It's been true all along. And then she wants 11 to survive for that.
Yeah.
You can see it on her face. But also, like we were just talking about, Kali was kind of right.
Yeah. So
Kali was right. So she was never bad.
She was never bad. You're right. You win that one. I agree.
She's always against the military, and the military just comes out.
I mean, shouldn't she be though?
So awful in this entire series. Just F the military.
Yeah. We should just a lineage of everything the federal government has done since season 1. They are just the absolute screw ups.
Yeah, and just doing all these tests, which are things that happened back then. Really, back in the 50s and 60s, a lot more lenient.
MK Ultra is real.
Yeah. So I like the resolution on that. So Kali is right. Quit doing this to kids. Somebody's got to put an end to this.
Yeah.
And you can do the believe that, she faked everybody out and lived, but now the military's off the track, or you can do the she died that way.
Right.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. I like that it was it's the military that ended up being kind of the bad person here, and I think Hopper puts it well with the whole abuse thing. Your whole life you've been abused and manipulated, and you grew up to be this person. I loved that speech.
Yes,
I think it's right after Hopper screws up and gets tricked by Henry. I don't know if it was before that or after that.
When he shoots and thinks he's shot her and takes her out of the bathtub.
Yeah,
dude, Hopper and Vecna talking. We'll talk about that, but it's interesting that you say it doesn't really matter in this case. The military always searching. To me, it feels like it does matter that 11 really died, that she truly ended this cycle. that started with that glowing rock that Henry grabbed. Yeah. And people are like, bad writing. We want to know where the rock is. I'm sure we haven't looked online, but I know there's someone who's like wants to know where the rock came from.
There's going to be haters.
Okay, well, we'll go to a whole episode, explain where the rock came from. It's these 3 lava monsters in the 20,000 AD who did this. And then you're gonna be like, well, where'd the lava monsters come from? Like,
exactly, right?
Listen, I wanted to know where the rock came from. But
well, it was 3 lava monsters.
The difference is, I think some things just need to be left up to mystery. Like, we don't have to know every single detail. Every great story is that way.
That's good. It's nice to have that mystery there. It doesn't have to all be explained.
Right.
If you want it all explained, you have to write a 10,000-page novel.
And then it's no longer the mystery, the unknown, which takes away some of the specialness.
Exactly. You end up having to ask a television show to give you the meaning of life. That's how far back you have to go to satisfy. Yeah. And then guess what? There's no answer to that one.
No.
Yeah. There's no, unless God is on the writing staff of Stranger Things, which Netflix has a big budget, but I don't think they got God.
Big Bang's still a theory. I mean, we haven't figured everything out. So they're not going to explain everything to you. And it's about the characters in the end anyways.
But I know it was about the characters.
It was. And to tidy up the Collie thing, you were right, babe. She redeemed herself and she believed in the good and the hope that 11 could live.
Yeah.
But ironically, her original opinion that 11 should die, after watching this episode, I fully agreed with that.
Yeah.
Like, they will never stop being. They made a point to, like, what was Dr. K? No big secret. Nothing revelatory. Dr. K was just another Dr. Brenner. And when Dr. K dies, there'll be another one, right? And there'll never be a point at which, Ronald Reagan with, Princess Leia donuts on his side hangs a medal over 11 in the White House, Like, the government was never going to come to terms. They were always relentlessly going to be finding that. That's why she had to be dead in reality. And I love that people can believe the other way, but I don't.
Right.
I don't either, but I like that you can believe that way.
Me too.
If you really wanted to.
I love that.
I think that's perfectly fine. I've been too cynical in my life to truly dive into that.
You gotta be optimistic like me. Everybody lives. And you know what? Everybody did live except for 11, which was heartbreaking.
Murray made it. Well, Collie didn't, but yeah. Murray making it is a surprise of the
making it
from the beginning of season 2. I was expecting Murray to die at some point. Steve made it.
Steve made it.
Oh, which brings me, we already talked about this, but it just, Kirk, I don't know if we told you when we were in the theater and the screen goes black after he slips off, 2 seconds go by and then somebody goes, no, and everybody laughed. It was just like the perfect, that's something that you couldn't get at home, which makes me really appreciate having watched it in the theater. Of course, if we watched it at home, we could have absolutely broke down and sobbed like we all really wanted to do.
And honestly, I'm going to rewatch it and sob again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. I feel like I will too. It's a must rewatch.
Yes.
I agree.
Which is another testament to how well they did in this episode.
Yeah. Which will be back for our deep dive, folks listening. We will be going through each one of the episodes from 5 to 8, and we'll get a lot more clear thoughts. But let's pivot to Henry, to the Mind Flayer. First of all, Kathleen, you were right. The Mind Flayer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Kathleen.
I was right all along.
The Mind Flayer has a line. Find me.
Find me. Yeah. I know. I was like, to hear his voice, that was super interesting.
He has a couple in there.
What else is
like Henry's going to go into the cave, and he's like, resist.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I remember hearing that, and I was just like, who the hell was that?
I was like, oh my God. I was so glad when that happened because it never quite jived with me that Vecna is so committed to this plan that he will make himself into vines, repair his shotgun wounds, but he won't go into the cave.
Right.
But it was, the supernatural power of the Mind Flayer forcing him away from it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then pushing him back to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, you got to get the kids. Like, it's all Mind Flayer's plan. I got to merge the worlds. You're my vessel, as Will would put it. You're also just a kid.
Yeah.
I loved that actor. his struggle.
Jamie Bauer Campbell was the MVP of this episode.
Oh my gosh, he was
Absolutely.
fantastic.
What a performance.
His struggle was, man.
When he's watching it, like what really happened to him happen, and you have that moment where you think that he's going to get redeemed. By the way, it felt so right that he did not get redeemed. I'm so glad about that. But like having that moment, it looks like he's going to get redeemed. You almost see it on his face. And then it like pivots back to no. He needed me. I needed him. We are one. Like, oh, it was so cool.
I love that because Will's making great points. Will's in the head.
Right.
He's talking to Will on, friggin' the abyss.
Yeah.
Into Vecna's brain.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, this is what I believe, that there's people are flawed and they're wrong. Like he's totally bought into what the Mind Flayer is selling.
Yeah.
He's gone on too long believing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there's no redemption arc. And the scientist warns him, let's be honest. He gave a warning. He's like,
And he explodes the scientist's head.
he does, man. That was cruel.
Victim number one.
Yeah. Well, he smashes him with the rock, gets a full face of blood. How is that scientist still
Oh
alive?
my god! Especially because they show his face, and his face are kind of his like eyes are open, like he's dead.
Yeah.
And I kind of wondered, and I'll have to go back to rewatch because this is all just seeing it for one time, but I kind of wondered if like at that moment it's the Mind Flayer talking through him, urging him to like use his powers.
But he
to,
says
solidify.
it will consume you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But
You're right.
at that point, it was too late anyways.
You're right.
It was
You're
already
right.
in his hand.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I love that it's just like a rock. It wasn't like the smoke. I like that it was just this hot, almost gate-like rock.
Yeah.
Something from the, I don't know. I don't even quite understand it. And
But
we don't
where
need
did
to.
it
And I like
come
not.
We don't need to know that. Oh my gosh. I know we have purposely not looked online, but I just know people want to know what the rock came from.
Oh my goodness.
I just know it.
But I also like that part's a mystery, but it's not a mystery of how Henry became Vecna.
Yeah.
In that it was the Mind Flayer's plan.
Yes.
That gets answered, and that he's fully on board with the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
He's like, I am the 5-star general that Dustin predicted a long time ago.
Dustin said it, and
Right?
he was right.
He was.
I
Thank
was
God.
right.
You, Kathleen, credit to you. I mean, amazing stuff from you. You never wavered. I appreciate that so much.
That was satisfying.
When it happened, I like nudged Kathleen, like, "Oh, you're right," and you were so locked in the show, you were like, "Don't talk to me right now."
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I didn't want to miss anything because at one point I did look away from you, Miles, and then I like missed something on screen, and I was like, I need to focus.
My bad. I just want to say that all of this Henry stuff, the Vecna stuff was. I love the ambiguous ending to 11. That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
But this was the gold of the finale. The resolution to Henry's backstory, to the Vecna plot. Really, season 4 and season 5 click. We like everything that happens in season 1 clicks because of the finale. 2 clicks because of the finale. 3 clicks from the finale. We hadn't had that moment for really season 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Both of those seasons needed this final moment. The Vecna plotline is complete. The acting performance of Jamie Bauer Campbell can truly be praised. It is one of the best things in the show. And by the way, it started in season 4.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
it's unbelievable. I just could not be happier with this ending for Henry. Thank God he didn't turn good.
know.
Ben
Thank God.
Solo, who we haven't even been with the whole time, not to get on Rise of Skywalker again.
Yeah, it is. It's sweet. It's perfect. I like that they teased it.
Yeah.
Like Will pleads with him. I love him.
Did you think?
I mean, there was like a moment you're like, oh man, really? Like this is how it's going to happen. Will's going to convince Henry not to be scared of the Mind Flayer, and he's going to like sacrifice himself like Darth Vader taking down the Emperor kind of thing.
I thought a Vader moment.
I thought we were getting that as well, but I like that he resisted that. I like that he was in far too deep, but I also like that there was the plea. You know, and I love the way Will put it, just like you were a child just like me.
Yeah.
He's using you as a vessel just like you're using these kids as a vessel.
Yeah.
And he just completely rejects that.
Yeah.
Just he's in too deep, man. And it just the acting on his face, fantastic. The whole chase of the kids, it all comes
so
full
good.
circle. Like him watching himself kill that kid, just everything was just like, and even just like Will behind him, like when he gets shot and all three of them do the hand thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, that was a great shot.
Oh,
But-
it was so cool
Yeah.
that they were mirrored so perfectly like that.
yeah, but then Mind Flayer's the real villain at that point. You know,
And the Mind Flayer's still alive, right? I mean,
Right?
he's in the abyss. He's
That's
cut
what
off, but
I
he's
love,
still
that
going.
he's still the black particles. I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
what the Mind Flayer
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, I agree.
The particles,
The
yeah.
monster that comes up, by the way, friggin' awesome. That
Dude,
monster.
Does that count as a demo dinosaur like I predicted?
Demo
you guys
dino-
gonna give that to me?
It's a spider.
Robin calls
Okay.
him Godzilla, so,
okay.
so
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
I don't know.
maybe-
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
to think of him as a spider, and I love that it's like the real whole point of him like getting all the kids' minds and everything were basically to give the Mind Flayer power, but
Yeah.
like solid form too, because that's what he was built on. And then we were talking to another person that loves Stranger Things that watched it that was saying, do you notice that nothing else is living in the, what do we call it again?
The abyss.
The abyss.
yeah.
He has the big mind, or
We call it the super meat flayer.
the super
That's
meat
what we're
flare
calling it on our way
has
home.
Going with
consumed
that, yeah.
every little living thing to become that big old meat sack,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I was wondering about that because I was like, why are there no Demogorgons
Right.
out here fighting? It's just him.
Yeah.
Like I at first I was like kind of thought of that as a flaw. I'm like, where are these people? But I hadn't really put it in context of the Mind Flayer is taking control of all of this world. There is
Right.
nothing left.
Yeah.
Well, and for it to be for the plan to crash the abyss into Hawkins, one of the big parts of the plan was to crack Hawkins, right, to make it amenable to being crashed into.
Yeah.
Abyss has already been weakened and cracked because you can see Holly is able to jump through the cracks in the goo,
Right.
Yeah.
earlier, and that super meat flare comes out of the ground. It was kind of buried in there too. Like it was
Right.
bigger than even the
Gosh, it
weird-looking
got
tree
huge.
thing. Yeah.
Can we
yeah.
pivot to Holly?
Absolutely.
I had a moment where I thought maybe Holly would have died. Henry knocks her out. Vecna knocks her out with the
poker stick.
yeah, the poker
fire
stick.
poker, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they pull the thing out of her mouth, when Nancy pulls it out of her mouth, like I wondered if she was like just gonna not wake up. She wasn't gonna survive, and that was gonna be one of the casualties. Some people talked about they didn't think Holly was gonna survive. She was gonna be the one to die
Wow.
in the finale. And I worried that, and I'm so glad that she didn't die. It
So
would have
they-
been dark.
They gave
Right.
you a little Will season 1 moment there, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we feel when Will gets untubed.
Yeah.
Right.
I loved Holly's last stand.
Yes.
I love that 11, Collie, and Max disappeared and the kids were on their own and Holly had to take that leadership role. I think when we rewatch season 5 as a whole, I really enjoy the Holly of it. Like,
Yeah. Right?
she's like one of the MVPs of the season, respect to
Right.
Delightful Derek, but she has so much like doubt. Remember how ashamed she is for not standing up and fighting with her mom.
Oh, yeah.
And how ashamed she is when Max is being strangled. Like, first of all, Max is totally right. You're a little girl. What are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's so, shameful of that. And this time, dude, she bashes Henry with the fire poker a couple times.
Knowing
Like,
that he is Vecna and that he could easily kill her, she still stands up to him. It's
Yes.
impressive.
Yeah, and she just takes full leadership, classic Wheeler.
Yeah.
Takes the 11 kids, knows when to run, sees him, Vecna coming down the cave, and she's like, this isn't normal. We got to get the hell out of here.
Right.
Takes him to the mine
Yes.
shaft, tells him she just takes full leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to love watching her arc again
heck
this season.
yeah.
I think-
I
Speaking
of
underestimated
taking-
she
it.
didn't have as much in the finale, but when we rewatch season 5, it's Holly.
And
Yeah.
speaking of taking full leadership, I love that at the very end when they are starting their own Dungeons and Dragons, which was so magical to
Oh,
me.
you're gonna start tearing up already.
Oh
Come
my
on,
gosh, it was like Mike watching them. It was just like them as kids. It was so magical. Anyway,
let's end the podcast with all the stuff that happens in the epilogue. Let's keep it to the the action, and then we'll get to that stuff because I'm gonna start crying.
Yeah,
well, I was just gonna say how she is like, I'm the dungeon master because I live here. Like her confidence is still there in the end.
Dude, Holly was fantastic. The little shot of Holly, Mike, and Nancy was really good too inside of the Super Meat Flayer's heart.
Super Meat Flayer's heart.
Yeah.
I am so caught up with all of the emotions of the end of it that I just almost don't even remember what happened in the beginning of the episode.
Let's talk about a few things that happened. First of all, Murray launching a grenade at a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
Murray was like, okay, I was nervous. We sat down in the theater. I'm nervous. We're in the same movie theater that we went and saw Rise of Skywalker. Like, I'm just like, oh God. But Murray's like early episode, like jokes when he goes, good news. There's a planet descending upon us.
Yes.
Bad news. There is a planet descending upon us. Like dude, the way he read that was so good.
Yeah.
But I loved his like bravery because he would never really been a fighter. His bravery to throw that grenade.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Murray?
I know that he's like, you're doing something so stupid. I guess we're going to see how this turns out. Like, I really love that too. I guess one thing that I was disappointed in, like Murray, I feel like had his moments, but I feel like in previous seasons, he really had moments that he like super shined. And I was bummed to not have that so much in season 5, but.
Oh, well, he threw a grenade at a helicopter.
That was a good moment.
I'm going to call it good.
That was a good moment, but Murray's one of my favorites, and I love to see more.
Can we talk Will?
Yes.
Will had a nice little plot through this episode. It's really unsung, really 6-man performance from Will because he kind of had his big arc in volume 2.
Yeah.
But him like warging in to Henry first, his side of the redemption arc, but then he saves 11.
Absolutely.
With probably his best moment of power.
And the look on Eleven's face, like she's like, how is this happening? I don't even understand. And
she's like, I didn't do that. Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool. I love that. And then he rips Vecna's arm off.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's the one who really gives 11 the upper hand, if not defeats Vecna.
Yeah.
He deserves a percentage cut.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Just the whole teamwork of taking down the Mind Flayer. Because, I mean, I feel like I was close to being like, oh, no, just really like the Mind Flayer is just going to go down this easily. And I thought about it and I was like, it didn't really go down easily. Like, it took a lot to get to where the Abyss was.
Right.
Yeah.
They brought a flamethrower. They brought the spears to stab him in the belly. Just Nancy being the bait. And just Will having the power when 11's fighting Vecna. Just like there's just so many pieces. They all work so well together.
Yeah. And like you guys said, that didn't really make a real dent in the Mind Flayer at all. The Mind Flayer is the smoke.
Yeah.
Right? So that meat falling apart doesn't really hurt it at all.
It is what it is. It's more important that they blew up the Upside Down, the connection of the wormhole.
Exactly.
I guess is the more important part.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I liked Will's little arc this whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch season 1 and 2 and you just feel like awful. Yeah, like who the heck is Will? You just feel so bad for him.
He's barely in it, right? And it's anything that it has to do with him is just misery.
Yeah, just constantly tortured. And I just love him getting up. He tries to make a plea with Vecna or Henry in the cave and, warging through him. And then, just him saying, I'm not scared anymore.
Yeah.
When he stops that arm, he's like, I'm not scared. And that's right before he blows off Henry's arm. And it's just like, oh, man. Just what a great moment. What a great build for him.
And I'm glad you brought up season 1 and 2, but how rewarding is our next watch of season 1 and 2 going to be knowing that happens?
Yes, I agree.
And Joyce, how rewarding. Okay, so she's axing the wall and confused as hell because she saw her boy, but now she just sees the outside and she doesn't even know what the hell's happening in season 1, and the lights are going crazy and there's some sort of other dimension. Maybe I am going insane. Cut to her chopping Vecna's head off as we see all the worst moments of the series. Everything that Vecna has done to this group. What our same group that we were talking to earlier, our family who we sent to a different theater, they said it was 11 chops.
Yeah.
That Joyce gives.
Yeah.
I haven't vetted this, folks.
I didn't even think to count them, but like I thought that was really cool.
You weren't counting?
I'm so
Was not
sorry.
counting.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I want to pivot back to Will here.
go ahead.
I want to just like shout out that conversation that he has with Mike on the tower when Mike is apologizing for not being there for him more. And I love the answer that Will gave, that he needed to do this journey on his own. He needed to figure it out. And I feel like that's kind of true. I mean, on the one hand, he went through the worst of the worst, but his family and friends were still there for him through it. It's not like he was completely alone. But as far as like his journey in coming out finally and accepting himself, I love that like he had to figure it out for himself, because ultimately, really, it is up to you to accept yourself and to love yourself. I loved that. Mike
always willing to take accountability, though. I mean, he's always learning. He is just a true scientist, writer. Just, I came away, great stuff from Mike.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Everything that he did, even the final story that he tells, to help wrap his head around it and respect the choice. He doesn't say, I'm going to go look for her. Right?
Yeah.
Just Mike had a great episode, a great season.
Yeah, he really did, because he was not much in season 4.
Yeah. No. Well, he was in self-doubt mode. That was the darkest place for Mike. He's like, I don't deserve any of this, which is also part of his practical side.
Yeah.
Because there's a grain of truth in that.
I know, but I like the character arc of it all. People are flawed people, and I like that they spent enough time having him being in self-doubt mode without him actually getting around to this acceptance, just as life would be. But I want to go back to Joyce chopping the head off. Okay. That is fantastic. It's like Joyce really hadn't had her moment, and I know we all speculated on her like almost sacrificing herself for Will or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just love that she just dropped the F-bomb. I feel like there haven't been many F-bombs in Stranger Things.
I agree.
No.
And
Or
she's
any. Have there been any?
Yeah, I would. Someone look that up. Was that the first F-bomb?
There had to be something in at least season 1 when they were smoking and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. But just her, you mess with the wrong effing family.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's not only just talking about just the Byerses.
Yeah.
I feel like she's talking about the group that she's with.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Found family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just love that she just went 11 hacks. I find hard to believe.
Well,
but
she's not great with the axe.
She
as
is
we've
not.
talked about quite a bit.
Yeah.
She's choking up on that thing quite
I
high.
feel like somebody could have taken over there, but she had to. She had to finish him off.
She had to be
Hand
the
it off
one
to
to
Lucas.
do it.
Yeah. No, you're right. It had to be Joyce.
Yeah.
She had to have her moment.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody was perfectly fine with that. I feel like she had suffered the most, kind of been out of the loop the most,
Yeah.
but cared the most.
Yeah.
That's kind of Joyce's character.
All right, you guys want to go to the epilogue and talk about where some of these characters ended?
I do, and let's just start with Joyce. How
yes.
magical it was that they ended up at Enzo's for her and Hopper. It's what you always wanted for Hopper. But he proposes, and it's to which
At last.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh my gosh, their song choices through this whole
God.
whole finale was amazing. But I love that that's the song that they chose, that he suggests moving somewhere like
To Montauk.
to
The
Montauk.
original setting of Stranger Things.
Is it really?
Yeah. When they first proposed Stranger Things as a series, as a pilot to Netflix, it was called Montauk. Because that's where they're from, and they wanted kind of to be a Jaws vibe. Anyway, sorry to derail you. Go ahead.
I did not know that.
That's New York.
It adds
No,
another
it's like
depth to it.
on the coast, like the Carolinas.
Well, he
Okay,
was
West
talking about
Virginia,
being
maybe.
by the beach and stuff. So
Yeah,
I
so it's a
imagine
Jaws
that's what it
thing.
was.
I figured
Jaws vibe.
Atlantic Ocean kind of thing.
Atlantic
Yeah.
Ocean
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I love that. It made me so happy. That was magical. I mean, just for Joyce and for Hopper. And let's also just talk about Hopper. Let's
God.
pivot to him.
That's what I've been chomping at the bit here to talk about Hopper.
Yeah, well, you run along with it.
I honestly think Hopper's, it's a slow burn of an arc. I don't think people are necessarily going to grasp this right away, but his behavior through all 5 seasons has been of control, of wanting to be the one to sacrifice himself with dynamite.
Right.
Yeah.
And what he gets to in this point, that we need to respect Eleven's choice, that the way he proposes to Joyce, we don't need to decide anything today, but he has made a giant step somewhere
Yes.
in this last like 2 episodes. A giant step for a man who thought he was the curse, who thought wanting help was akin to like, might as well kill me. Like that's how bad Hopper was down in the dumps. And of course, Vecna
absolutely exposed that.
Yeah. That was a scene. You
That
never
was
saw
so
Vecna
cool.
and Hopper talking.
Didn't
No,
either. Yeah.
that was so cool. It's scary
Yeah.
too, because I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen with Hopper?
Using the daughter against him was cruel.
Oh,
Dude, it was.
man, that was
Yeah,
awful.
I forget what she's like. You knew this would happen.
Now you're gonna lose another one
because of the Agent Orange. I'm glad they brought that back.
Yep.
The Vietnam kind of.
I mean, literally,
gas, like
he literally says, "You are the curse.
Yeah.
You are the curse."
Yeah.
But then having that scene brings his conversation with Mike. It like, I don't know, it makes it fit even better when he's saying you can basically like lose yourself and ruin your life and think that you're the curse.
And he's talking about his season 1 self.
Yeah.
Right? Like so many things tied back to season 1 and tied back to that great thing. And like Hopper and Eleven's conversation on the roof, when we started crying, an hour and a half before we stopped, their conversation where she says like, you raised me, gives him back the bracelet, which I think is the first like in show, like acknowledgement of the bracelet that we've gotten.
Yeah.
And she's been wearing Sarah's little hair tie there, but I just love that I'm now old enough to make my own choice. Something Sarah never had, and you need to let go. Like, and he does.
And you need to believe in me.
Yeah, you need to believe in me that I'm going to make a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was awful.
Him going full circle, his talk with Mike on the bench, it's just me like, that's when I finally got like, oh my God, Hopper's finally done it.
Yeah.
And he sees himself in Mike, his whole point is saying you got 2 roads to go. You can blame yourself for this. You can, find every dark little crevice of whatever if you could have done right or wrong. Or you can just, accept the fact, just grief itself. You got to get to acceptance, and finally, Hopper's the one giving out that advice.
Yeah.
And
Like, he's
let
not-
yourself be happy because you deserve happiness.
Yeah, it's not only that he is accepted, but now he is actually grown up to be a good dad.
Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
sense, a good mentor, a father figure to
Yeah.
to Mike, to explain that to Mike and be like, I've been down that road. I've already experienced it. You don't want to go down there. Like, I know where you
Right.
need to get to. And
I'm like tearing up even
know.
thinking
And
of this.
I still got a long way on the Hopper. I need to rewatch everything and really get a sense of that. But you also brought up the roof conversation with the teens: Nancy, Jonathan, Steve,
It's
Robin.
funny we still think of them as teens, but they're adults
They're
by
adults.
this
This was
point.
1989, so they're in their 20s.
they're in their 20s. They're living their lives. They're in college.
Oh,
or
that-
coaching baseball teams.
That was such a I loved that too. They're all like in their own happy ending. I mean, Robin is, where is she? Emerson.
No,
Nancy's Emerson.
Nancy's Emerson, but she dropped out for the Herald. We'll get it in the deep dive. But
Yeah.
just the
Anyway.
overall vibe.
They're all in different places.
Yeah, and it felt so real. It felt like it felt different. Like Robin calls out at the very beginning of the scene, but like these are adults talking,
Right.
and not what we saw in the show. You know, a bunch of teens, and they're all still like figuring their life out, but it felt different.
And Miles, you called out their clothing, that it's
Oh, dude,
like
it-
delving into the
90s.
90s.
Oh, yeah.
I loved every single, because that's our childhood, right?
Oh,
the
yeah.
90s.
Oh, yeah.
Every single costume in the epilogue. Dustin's mom, Karen. By the way, 1/2 second of Ted we got, by the way. No one ever asked about Ted a single time throughout the whole freaking series. Got slashed by a Demogorgon, by the way.
Language.
Language, yeah.
Everyone's wardrobe in the epilogue was fantastic.
Oh, man.
I do like that roof scene though, because
Yeah.
it's like it was true to like kind of that age.
Yeah.
I think everybody's kind of been through that, where you're all like, you know each other so well at a certain age when you're a teenager, and you kind of start expanding yourselves out.
Right.
How like little you actually see each other now. How how hard it is to make that plan to stay month to month.
Yes.
And to see each other like
Yeah.
that. Like that is just such like an honest adult thing to do.
Right.
And we're gonna meet up at random wherever Robin's uncle's house is
creepy
or whatever.
uncle that has a boiler room.
Yeah.
I love that Steve ended up being a sex ed teacher.
Well, if he's a coach and he has to coach.
Yeah,
so
I know,
or
but
has to
like
teach
that's
it.
what he ends up doing is he's a sex ed teacher. But yeah, he ends up being a coach, so he gets all the little kids he wanted.
great with
And
kids.
then when they show the snippet of him seeing Dustin at college, and he's got the trailer.
Oh, they're going camping.
And they're going camping. He's got the trailer. He basically has everything he actually really wanted. A bunch of kids and a trailer.
I know. Steve's arc's great.
Yeah.
Steve the babysitter, Steve the coach, Steve the parent. He ends up being so good for little kids.
So good.
It's fantastic. Yeah. I love to see him be the coach, him sex ed teacher. I can imagine that for him. He's so happy with being in Hawkins.
Yeah.
He's great with that,
Dude, it's so good. Every character landed in the right spot. Do you know how hard that is to do? We haven't looked online, but I know people are upset about certain things. Of course they are.
Yeah.
But don't take for granted all of these characters. Some of them who weren't even in season 1, by the way. Robin, we care about Robin. We care about Murray. We care about Hopper and Eleven's relationship. Wasn't even in season 1. We care about Max. Just appreciate how rare this stuff is, that we had all these moments with all these great characters.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I cannot wait to rewatch everything. And I think we should close with the epilogue part in the basement.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to the grad speech.
Okay. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Thank goodness you brought that up.
Grad speech was great.
It's so good.
Because it's such an homage to Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah, Eddie says that.
Yeah. Like Dustin, 'cause Eddie never got to graduate, so I love that Dustin actually gives the Eddie performance out there.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm gonna walk across that, like season 4, first episode. Walk across that, flip him the bird,
right?
And he does.
And he does it, and he's like, I love his speech. He's like, I met different people, the jocks, the nerds, the freaks. He acknowledges himself as a freak. He calls the principal a square. Oh, I mean, it's such a nice speech. He rips it off and goes Hellfire. I mean, he really
Hellfire returns is what his shirt says.
Yeah, he gets his moment. He flips off the principal. But the best part of that whole speech is Dustin's mom is fully into it.
Yeah.
She is pumped. She's like, down with the establishment. Yeah.
She raised a good boy.
And I
good boy.
forgot about her trying to take pictures of them when they're trying to leave, and she's just downright sobbing.
Yeah.
Oh, that
was
reminds me of my
sweet.
own graduation. Okay,
Yeah.
my mom trying to take pictures, and she just, my baby boy.
One of the moments I cried the most was Mike and Karen. Because that, his mom
man.
recognizing, like, so much is in that. Karen realizes everything Mike has done. Maybe not the content of it, but the leader he has become.
Yeah.
I was crying at that part.
Yeah.
I'm tearing
I
up
had
just
been
thinking about
crying
it.
for some time.
I know. I loved the graduation thing. Just the families, just going full circle. I love that they jumped 18 months and got to the graduation. That's kind of where we're leading to.
We had at one point wanted the show to be in graduation. Remember, Kathleen, we had said that
we
wanted
talked
it to
about that,
jump all the way to
having
89.
it end there.
But it did, right?
Yeah, it did.
Epilogue.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a perfect place to end. Perfect place to end.
Oh, yeah. It makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
The perfect place to end was in Mike's basement playing
right.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dude.
I didn't even see that coming. But as soon as you saw them around the table and they're talking about Dungeons and Dragons, I was just like, oh my gosh.
I didn't have any more tears left for me. I mean, when he starts giving the speech, I mean, we already talked about the mage speech and the story of 11, but when he talks about Max and Lucas and their relationship, and it shows them at the movies, and he talks about Dustin, that's when we see the camper scene with Steve and he's studying, and he shows Will's in the village, finding himself
with people that accept him and like being able to share love with another person.
And the first thing I thought in every one of those, thank God. Because we're going to go back and rewatch, and that's the place that we want them to finish.
Yeah.
It's their journey to that. Their journey to that moment when Mike describes it in their basement. It's freaking beautiful, man.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
I started losing it at that point.
Oh,
Yeah.
same.
I'd saved some tears. I kind of gathered myself after Purple Rain.
Yeah.
got through graduation, because there's still a little bit of humor in
Yeah.
there, but like once it got to that D&D, I mean, like even like the funny parts of like them playing the game, I started to lose it.
Yeah.
Like happy crying.
To
yeah.
have Max in the game, like
pissed? I loved having
she's
her
just
pissed.
livid at the game. She's like douchebag, whatever, is biting her neck off, you know.
Oh, it's so good.
And the way they figure it out, and they're just so into it, you know, just because that's how we started the show in the first
Yeah.
place,
And
was that
then-
moment.
And then Karen yelling down,
Yeah.
"What are you guys doing? The lasagna's getting cold."
Yeah.
And they put the binders up on the shelf.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
And it's just, that is one, I mean, that is just like full circle moment. I feel like you could have predicted it would end in Mike's basement, you know, that this would probably be the place we end.
We
but
kind
to
of
see
talked
it,
about wanting it.
yeah, but to see it was just,
Yeah.
I didn't
Pure
expect.
magic.
Yeah. Pure magic. The kids' theme was going. I need to really get it, download all that music, but it was going. There was a kids' theme in there.
Yeah.
And then to have the next generation
Yeah.
run down the stairs, you think it's over. You
Yes.
think it's over by that point. We had the magical moment. We had them back in the
Yeah, you're
basement.
right.
But then the next generation runs down, and Mike watching them, like
What
the
a-
bittersweet feeling on his face.
What a great call out. Like it wasn't just about them. It's a continuous thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this childhood wonder that brought the show together, that the show has had a trouble reattaching itself to,
Yeah.
keeps going. It keeps going. That's why we all identify with the show in the first place, is because childhood wonder against these great monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dipshit Derek, his conversation, oh, it smells like ass down here. Their conversation, I was really trying to focus on what they were talking about. Their whole conversation was hilarious.
Very, very similar
yeah.
dialogue to the
Yeah.
way the kids talked back in
Yeah.
season 1.
Girls don't fart.
Just Mike's, look on his face,
Yeah.
just he's grown up, he's moved on.
Yes.
Just that
Yes,
whole,
you're right.
and just seeing where he came from. Just a nice, wonderful full circle moment for Mike.
Yeah.
Great.
Just shout out to Mike this season. His character came a long way this season.
It really
Especially
loved
in the
it.
finale.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mike had an amazing finale, and the look on his face when he puts the binder up too.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
think he doesn't fully believe his story there. But maybe I'm reading that in there a little bit. He
I was
lets
with you
himself
on that.
feel a little sorrow that she really is dead. But
I think it's the end of an era.
it's the end
for
of an
him.
era. I
Yeah.
mean, you are literally tearing up
I
right
am
now.
tearing
Yeah,
up.
I know.
This was just
It's the first time he really breaks.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is just bawling when he's telling the
in
story,
private.
because went through that whole campaign of the D&D, and I think Max calls him out as you're a I thought you were a good storyteller. And he does. He takes that
And he is.
that whole campaign and just ties it right back into
Yeah.
Max being the Zoomer, and that's how he explains the story, and it was perfect.
And Max's face. Max, when she's like tearing up right there. Oh my God.
and that basement.
Now
scene-
I'm tearing up.
I know.
you guys. Oh my god.
It's such a good curtain call. They all get their moment of putting the binders away, and we can be heroes at the end.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
is that the David Bowie version?
Yes.
The original version.
Exactly. Yeah, that
Yes.
was a
Great
perfect
call.
song to end on.
What songs, man?
Yeah.
David Bowie heroes, Landside, Stevie Nicks. We had Pixies, not Where's My Mind. Here Comes Your Man.
Yep.
Right, and then of course we had both Purple Rain, but we also had When Doves Cry.
Which I was hilarious because Miles and I, Miles was like, it's going to be Prince. They're going to bring Prince
Dude.
in. It's got to be Prince.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wouldn't it be funny if they played When the Doves Cry? And then they did.
Babe, it's When Doves Cry, not When the Doves
Oh,
Cry.
well.
This is what it's like when the doves cry. I love you.
Oh, you say it fast. When the doves cry.
Okay, sure. I know it. But did you think at one, because we were waiting for this needle drop, right? We knew the bomb was going to have the big needle drop.
yeah.
We had
Yeah.
heard that it was a artist who never lets their stuff get licensed, and we had speculated mostly Prince, maybe Michael Jackson. I feel like Prince was but if it had been When Doves Cry, like Mike and
yeah.
11 in the Void. Meaning, this is what it's like when doves cry, because it hadn't switched songs. But dude, when that B flat rang out, and yes, I'm mentioning the chord specifically because just buy yourself a chorus pedal, learn the chord of B flat, and strum it.
You'll be like Purple Rain.
You'll just start crying. You'll just start crying. We played that song last night.
Yeah.
My cover band, which is the reason our podcast is late. We played that song last night. And it always hits.
It's a classic song. That song always hits me.
I'm not gonna lie. I just looked it up to see if they say when the does cry.
Yeah?
They do not. Say
Oh, they don't? Okay.
Yeah. You thought you were right on that?
Babe, Purple Rain, I know Purple Rain front and back, the whole album.
Oh, sorry. Well, I just wanted to be right for a minute. I was right about so many things with Stranger Things. I felt the confidence, the false confidence.
All right. We'll be back. We got January episodes will be coming from the Stranger Still podcast. We're going to deep dive into chapter 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we should do our season 5 awards as well. Maybe we'll add that on to chapter 8.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Kirk, you didn't even heard our first 4-season awards, so you may have to.
Of course he has. He listens to every single podcast that
Kirk,
we
have you
put
listened
out.
to every single podcast?
I have not listened to every
The
single
answer
podcast, even
should
the
have
ones that
been
I've
yes.
been in. Yeah. I mean, it has been nice to go back to get in on this journey.
Yeah.
I mean, I only joined October,
September.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, I mean, it's nice that I'm glad I got into it. I'm glad us three can sit around and talk about such a great show.
So magical.
So many good lessons to learn, and I will look forward to deep diving into these last 4 episodes.
Me too.
Like I feel like the Duffer Brothers did it right. For all the haters out there, go after yourself. Like, just realize it's about the characters.
And people who are truly fans of the show, don't worry. The haters they'll brush away. Yeah. They'll go hate they'll go hate whatever's next, Severance season 3 or whatever. They'll just move on.
And
we are the ones, people. We're the ones. Let's band together and let's love this show. Let's deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's just nice, just to be able to do this. It feels like we're playing our own little Dungeons and Dragons game, and it's going to be bittersweet when we come down to the last series finale deep dive.
I know.
And be like, wow.
Oh my
we
gosh!
actually got
when
there.
it's actually over for real.
It's kind of, but think about it this way: the podcast allows us to extend the feeling that we have right now, so
and
that's
we
kinda
can
cool.
always come
Spin-off.
back. We can always come back and rewatch.
Yeah,
We can always rewatch.
I think we should just wait for Waylon to get 15 years old, and he'll watch it. And we'll just do a full rewatch.
I thought you were going to say 5
He's
or
gonna
6.
graphics on this are lame.
I know, right? I was testing the sub out, and I accidentally just pressed play on Netflix, and the play that he had, our 2-year-old son is standing in the living room, and it's the Vecna in the Creel House attic getting Molotov cocktailed by Robin, and he's just standing there in fear.
His mouth agape, staring at the screen. I was like, no.
Bad. That's the moment. All right, we'll be back for all the deep dives, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you. Again.